Selamun Aleyküm. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Salatu vesselamu ala Rasulina Muhammedin SAYYIDINA Sh.Muhammad Adil, SALLI أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان صدق الله العظيم. Allah AZZAWAJAL Kur'an-ı Azim şanda Ramazan ayını tazim eder.
Allah Almighty honors the holy month of Ramadan in the Holy Quran.
O ayki Kur'an onda nazil oldu.
And Allah Almighty describes the holy month of Ramadan as that blessed month during which the Holy Quran was descended.
Bereketli oldu. Hidayet ayıdır.
It is this month Allah Almighty describes during the holy month of Ramadan that Allah Almighty sent the Holy Quran, that Allah Almighty sent the guidance.
Müslümanlara, insanlara hepsine bereket ayıdır.
Thus, the holy month of Ramadan is a blessed month full of divine favors and guidance for all people and for Muslims.
Hidayet ayıdır diyor Allah AZZAWAJAL.
And thus Allah Almighty describes the holy month of Ramadan as the month of guidance.
Peygamber Efendimiz de Ramazan ayına bereketli ay diye söylüyor.
And our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him too, used to describe the holy month of Ramadan as a month blessed of divine favors and barakah.
Buyuruyor, bu ay yapılan hayır, hasanat, ibadetler 100'den 700'e 800'e kadar daha fazla Allah Azze ve Celle kendi
Allah Almighty will multiply your good deeds, your worship, the goodness, the charities you perform, you give during this holy month of Ramadan 100 times, 700 times, 800 times.
Kimseye söylemeden istediğim kadar veririm ama
And Allah Almighty says, even I will multiply the rewards of your good deeds you perform during this month, even beyond that, without me telling anyone to what extent I will multiply the rewards of your good deeds.
En azından 100 defa daha fazla başka aylara göre.
Compared to other months, Allah Almighty will at least reward you 100 times more and beyond.
Başka aylardan daha faziletlidir.
This month, this holy month of Ramadan, is more blessed than any other month.
Onun için bu ayda zekat dediğimiz gibi her zaman verilebilir ama
For example, you may give zakah during any time throughout the year.
Ramazan ayında verilince hem fazla sevap kazanmış oluyor.
However, if you give zakah during the holy month of Ramadan, you will be obtaining more rewards compared to other months.
Hem vaktini şaşırmıyor insan.
And if you make it your custom to give zakah during Ramadan, you will not mix up the time when to give zakah.
Öteki senenin her zamanında verebilir zekatı ama bu ay fazileti daha fazla olduğu için.
Of course, you may give zakah any time throughout the year, but if you give zakah during the holy month of Ramadan, it will be more blessed and you will be obtaining more rewards, and you will have determined a fixed time for yourself, which will help you to always remind yourself of when to give zakah, and you will not forget about giving zakah.
Karıştırmaz o vakit. Şu aydan verdim, bu aydan verdim diye. Yok, bunun hesabı.
Because if you do not determine a fixed time when to give zakah, it may easily happen that you may forget about it, that you may not remember when you gave zakah the last time. But when you determine to give zakah every time during Ramadan, then you will not forget about when to give zakah.
Ramazandan Ramazana verilir.
Therefore, it is recommended to give zakah from one Ramadan to the other Ramadan.
Zekatta mal eksilmez zekattan.
And you must know that when you give zakah, your belongings, your property, your possession will not decrease.
Zekattan mal çoğalır.
By giving zakah, in fact, your possession, your property, what you have will increase.
Sanma ki ben bir şey haksız alıp da bir şey kazanacağım.
Don't think that when you take something that is not yours, when you keep something for yourselves which is not your right, don't think that you will have then made a profit.
Kazanmazsın. Çünkü o
You will never make a profit if you claim something for yourself which is not yours.
hakkın değildir artık.
Because if something is not yours, you cannot claim it.
Bir sene geçti mi nisap dedi, yani yeterli kadar parası olan insan onu bir sene geçti mi onu ödemesi lazım.
And thus, if 1 year passes and you have a certain amount of wealth or possession or money, then one part of that money is no longer yours and it is needed to give that as zakah.
Ödemezse hakkı yemiş olur.
And if you don't pay that part, then you will have violated the rights and you will have claimed something for yourself which is not yours.
Bu nasıl şimdi misal olarak biz ağaçları koca ağaç oluyor.
As an example, think of a tree.
Bırakalım bu ağacı budamayalım.
People may say, let's not prune that tree, let that tree grow.
Çok meyve versin diye yapar bırakırlar.
And people may think that if they let the tree grow without pruning it, that it will have more fruits.
Budamazsan meyvesi küçük olur.
But if you don't prune that tree, the fruits will be small.
Ya kötü olur.
Or the fruits will be bad.
Budayınca koca ağacı yarısı kadar bırakıyorsun. O verdiği meyveler üstündeki şeyler güzel oluyor.
But when you prune that tree, when you reduce the size of that tree even down to its half, then that tree will give fruits that are much better than actually without having pruned it.
İyi oluyor.
They will be much better than without pruning the tree.
Toplaması rahat oluyor.
And you will have an easy time to also collect those fruits when you prune the tree.
Fazla da oluyor.
And in fact, you will also collect more fruits when you prune the tree compared to not pruning it.
Aslında yani insan zannediyor ki ben ağacı budadım mı çok şey gidecek.
People think that when they prune the tree that they will be losing something.
Halbuki budamazsan daha az vermiş olur.
But in fact, it is when you do not prune the tree that you will be benefiting less from that tree.
İçine giremezsin tikeninden şeyinden.
And if you do not prune the tree, you will be benefiting less from that tree, and you may not even approach that tree because of the thorns that grow around it.
İstifade edemezsin.
And then you may eventually even not benefit at all from that tree.
Zekat da aynı şekildedir.
And this applies to zakah too.
Yani malı çoğaltır.
If you give zakah, what you have will increase.
Bereketlendirir.
It will give blessings and barakah to what you have.
Çünkü Allah'ın rızasını, Allah Azze ve Celle'nin rızasını, Peygamber'in rızasını almış olursun.
Because by giving zakah, you will be making your Lord Allah Almighty be pleased with you. You will be making our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, be pleased with you.
Fakir fukaranın da hakkını vermiş olursun.
And you will give the poor and the needy their due rights.
Onun için bu ay şimdiden söylemek lazım ki
And this is a reminder to say from the very beginning of this holy month,
insan nefsini yensin.
it is important that we overcome in this matter our egos.
Nefsine mağlup olmasın.
Don't let your ego overcome you.
Nefsine kanmasın.
Don't let yourselves be deceived by your ego.
Şeytana kanmasın.
Don't let yourselves be cheated by shaitan.
Şeytan nefis der, ya sen bu kadar vereceksin. Nereden kazanacaksın işte?
Shaitan and your ego will try to make you become anxious and make you worry and make you doubt and say, if you give that amount of money, where will you gain that money again?
Ve kazanmayı bırak, kaybediyorsun der.
And Shaitan and your ego will tell you, why are you giving that? By giving away, you are losing that.
O kadar zarara giriyorsun.
You will be at loss if you give.
Bu kadar 1000 lira veriyorsun ki onu çok zannediyor insan.
You give that 1,000 liras, and people think that the zakah they are required to give is a large amount.
Halbuki Allah Azze ve Celle vermişse demek ki
but it is Allah Almighty who gave you what you have.
Onu sana istifade edesin diye vermiş.
And it is Allah Almighty who gave you what you have, and Allah Almighty gave it to you so that you may benefit from it.
Vermesen o vakit sana da Allah Azze ve Celle keser.
But if you do not give what is due and what does not belong to you, then He who gave it to you, Allah Almighty, will make a cut.
Ya başka yerden çıkarır. Allah
And you will pay somewhere else.
muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us from such a thing.
Vermezsen dediğimiz gibi çoğalmasını, azalmasını bırak.
If you do not give, you must know, if you do not give what is due, you must know that you will not make a profit. You must know that it will not increase what you have, and it will be even far worse than losing.
Başka yerden çıkar, 10 misli verir.
Because you will undergo maybe a state in that case, if you do not give, that you will need to pay somewhere else even a greater amount.
Allah muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us.
Umurları olmaz. Gözünü kırpmadan verir şey yaptığı vakit, ele sıkıştığı vakit, bir şey olduğu vakit insanlar.
If you do not give what is due, you may end up in a situation where you are in an emergency, and when you have no choice other than to give without even doubting or waiting for a blink of an eye.
Ama rahat olunca, Allah Azze ve Celle'nin emri olunca safsaklar şimdi veririm ya sonra veririm derken o geçmiş olur.
But people are negligent now while they are good, in a good state, while they are in comfort. They say, I will give later, and then in the end they forget completely about giving.
Hadi unuttuk de geçer.
And then they say, oh, this time we forgot to give our zakah.
Ona dikkat etmek lazım.
Therefore we must be very careful.
Bu Ramazan ayı oruç herkes tutar.
Fasting is something everyone needs to do.
Namaz herkes kılar.
Prayer is also something everyone has to do.
Tabii yani dediğimiz gibi herkes dediğimizde milletin çoğu kılmıyor, oruç tutmuyor, o mühim değil de.
While we say that everyone needs to fast and everyone needs to pray, of course we see that not everyone does it in fact.
Tutanlar da zekatını zor geliyor onlara.
However, the matter we draw attention to is that those who fast or those who pray, they have a difficult time in giving zakah.
Alim, hoca, şeyh, hacı, hoca onlara bile zor gelir yani.
Whether they are alims or whether they are sheikhs or whether they are hojas or hajis, whoever they are, it is difficult for them to give zakah.
Onlar %100 veriyor diyemezsin. Nefsine galip olması lazım ki versin.
Not every one of them, regardless of their position or status, do give their zakah 100%. They are fighting with their ego.
Allah versin ve verelim inşallah.
May Allah Almighty enable us and make us to give so that we may give what is due.
Nefsimize kanmayalım.
May we not be cheated by our ego.
Allah. Ve minallah tevfik. El-Fatih.